Hello, welcome to City Beat. I'm your host, Origianl. Today, it's all about Shanghai Fashion Week. Well, Shanghai Fashion Week is an excellent platform for new talent. Shanghai's biggest designers have already made their presence felt as some of the country's most influential forces in style. And now, let's meet two stars of China's fashion scene, Qiu Hao and Han Lulu.
Neutral styles draping models with a devil-may-care attitude. Ultra-feminine looks with enhanced grace and elegance. The stage of the Shanghai Fashion Week is a clash between titans, with style pioneer Qiu Hao on one hand, and the upcoming Han Lulu on the other.
对面料有天生的敏感，对细节有近乎完美的要求，非常的完美主义的一位设计师。
在我心目当中，全中国最顶尖的设计师。
好玩，很幽默的，凶也有的时候也蛮凶的。像上次好像就发火了吧，然后我觉得还是蛮吓人的。
Qiu Hao certainly has his reputation on the street, but how does the designer himself approach fashion?
因为我一直说不要问我灵感。 我觉得很多东西是我没法表达，所以服装是一个媒介。
This is Qiu Hao's third contribution to Shanghai Fashion Week, and with a somewhat unorthodox approach to style, he remains one of the few designers who really tries to disregard the trends. He doesn't believe in labels, and he certainly doesn't believe in categorizing himself.
Qiu Hao 这个衣服，它应该是在我们的这个业内都会觉得说特别的喜欢。 它整个感觉给到我们的还是会比较的这个现代感一点，会比较的这种极简风一些，比较单一的一个颜色。但是呢，在剪裁上面呢，可能会下一些功夫。
After releasing his first ready-to-wear collection, Neither Nor, in 2001, Qiu Hao went on to study women's fashion at Central St. Martin's College of Art and Design in London. But he'll be the last to emphasize his education. And for the designer himself, the best way to learn is from experience.
我觉得就像 St. Martin 这个事情，我就觉得大家就不用其实去宣扬这个。其实就像我之前是没有服装设计在国内，也没有这样一个 background。那也许是我大学2年级开始做衣服，然后开了一个小的店，然后。 后来毕业就直接做自己的 line， 进了9个百货公司那样去做，然后后来又关了，然后直接去做 one by one，one by one 1年之后才申请的是 marketing。其实是这个 experience 打动了路易，觉得其实在哪里学重要，我觉得在哪里都可以学到东西，在于你自己会不会学。
One that has gained him a reputation for innovation, creativity, and most importantly, a disregard for convention. Concept takes the forefront as Qiu Hao sets off to create trends as opposed to simply follow them. While Qiu Hao is setting himself apart from the trends, upcoming designer Han Lulu is helping define them. Extreme elegance, grace, and at the heart of her styles, versatility.
定制礼服可以把美的一些细节做到比较极致，这也是我一直想呈现的一种状态。
Receiving her master's in Milan in fashion design, she became the first Chinese designer to contribute to the famed wedding apparel house Yumi Katsura. In 2008, she established her own studio and then presented her first solo collection, Moving Cloud, in 2014. The collection drew on the growing trend in sustainable fashion, with environmentally friendly fabrics and a heavy focus on embroidery.
我们看到这个韩露露的这个整个感觉的话，我们都知道呢，跟她自己本人也是有一点这个接近的哈，就是很女人，不管是材质也好，还是她整个型也好，都是很飘逸。然后呢，会在这种纱质啊，或者说在这种绸缎的部分呢，都会运用到比较的多。
Han Lulu was one of the most anticipated shows at last year's Shanghai Fashion Week. Now she's back with a new look, and she's doing big things on the runway for 2014.
Famous local designer Han Lulu takes fashion to the next level with her fall-winter collection titled Frozen in Time. Inspired by one of her trips to New York and the exquisite Art Deco design of the city. Han uses hard lines in her fabrics with simple cutting and also focuses on feathers and beads. This collection continues Han Lulu's direction of elegance and modern femininity. Famous Hong Kong stylist Fanny Ng presented her debut Fanny's Fur wedding collection at this year's Shanghai Fashion Week. She chose a romantic sakura pink to create a dreamlike style. The collection was also a throwback with plenty of lace and unique colors. Dancer Xiao Chaiqi attended the show for a front row appearance. Fanny plays with creativity, creating a unique and chic style.
Dongliang is the country's most established outlet for independent Chinese designers. Now they are taking a full day at this year's Shanghai Fashion Week to feature 6 of their favorite collections. And now let's take a closer look.
简约、经典、文艺，对。
Located in a 3-story villa in Fuminglu, Dongliang is one of the most established multi-label stores in China. Starting back in 2009 with just 4 designers, now housing collections from 10 independent Chinese designers. As one of the founders, Charles is in charge of buying and selling.
它首先会有一个规模的效应，就是让大家觉得这个地方就有好多设计师不同的东西，那他们的风格也是不一样的。我同时也会从销售业绩上去做考虑，所以就是要平衡，有很多东西是我们很喜欢的，放到这个店铺中间是否能够把这个风格融入进来，这也是很重要的。我们想就是通过这次的这个秀，让更多人知道这些独立设计师的作品，通过你的设计，通过你的衣服去把你自己整个的设计想法非常完整的去表现出来。我们早在几年前就觉得这是这样的一个趋势，因为在欧洲、在日本，其实这样的形式是非常普遍常见的。很多人都是去这种多品牌的 boutique 里面去选择。每个店铺其实可能选择的东西都跟买手本身的这个审美趣味有关系，它从它的陈列呀，或者它的服务各方面都能够去体现他们一种态度，所以这就自然而然形成了互相的这种分流。
In addition to Dongliang, Shanghai is also home to a few other multi-label shops. MT 1985 is specifically focused on designers born after 1985.
80后其实是越来越追求个性化、时尚化、多元化的一个群体，会有那么多的设计师集成店开出来，那也是因为这个原因。可能不是单单我们想象当中，设计师就是 T 台上面的，而是有更多可以亲民的设计师去考虑到是时尚元素和实用性的一个平衡。比如说这个包就是用一个软木塞，红酒的软木塞做的，压制而成。
MT 1985 isn't just about the collections they feature, they also delve into the concept and stories behind the clothing itself.
作为一个大的集成平台，我们要知道我们的目标群是什么，我们的设计师是什么类型，去做一个定位。即便是再多的风格，再多的设计师，但是我们传递出来的是一个整体的形象。我们想要传达的是女性在不同的场合能够找到她适合的着装搭配。
The shop makes an active effort to discover designers with a strong personal style and unorthodox personality, much like Origianl, whose collection have made their way to IT in Hong Kong.
To me, design is all about integration of science and art. Our main design ideas mainly focus on mysterious theme. And for example, the new collection is called Deity, and it's all about worship. It's all about how people worship stones in the old days and how people worship technology in the modern days.
We put some tapes which is not supposed to be in the old world, so it's a big contrast between the old and the modern.
I start to hate the collection straight after I finish it, and I think that's the reason how it keeps me searching for the new works and searching for improvement. I'm more like a curious person. I always analyze, doing a lot of research about what happens around the world. So usually that helps me figure out what I want to do with my collection instead of just drawing, silhouettes and looking at fabric and things like that.
There are many talented designers together in a great platform. We choose some pieces to put in the shop to test the water, so we can know, maybe they like prints more or they like leather jackets more. We had little idea about this before. I think the trend is we are getting more and more multi-label stores in China. They can see a lot of varieties in their shopping experience.
With a ton of new designers popping up, one way to discover new and exciting collection is through the city's multi-label stores. So keep an eye out, because the new trend might be just around the corner.
For the event A Day of Dongliang at this year's Shanghai Fashion Week, upcoming designer Guo Yiran Tian presented his latest collection, a testament to the new generation of designers pushing a sense of maturity while showing us a fresh new take on style.
在选择面料跟颜色上面，尽可能会制造出一个空间感，或者说是拼接的状态。
Structured styles and asymmetric cuttings brought us an unorthodox take on the new trends, while neutral looks presented the modern woman, taking fashion in a cool, new direction.
Meanwhile, Atlas Sonda presented its latest looks for the coming season, with its theme Back to Nature. Inspired by the Garden of Eden and the blossoming flowers, the collection features floral prints and designs, creating a vibrant spirit for the spring-summer season. For the tropical series, bright colors and tropical floral patterns dominate the collection, while the ocean theme presented beach-friendly materials with a relaxed feel. Actors Louis Koo and Annie Lau also made appearances in support of the new collection. Spring didn't just blossom in clothes and shoes, but also scarves and accessories. Emilio Pucci showed us his iconic prints and handmade designs with a look at the latest Italian fashion. This season, the inspiration came from the great architecture of Italy, the Duomo. In Shanghai's flagship store in Plaza 66, the artist showcased how these geometric prints and a kaleidoscope of colors on silk scarves can transform into a work of art. Certainly a trend for the coming season, prints are looking like an essential part of your wardrobe.
When it comes to China's new designers, Jess Zhao and Zixuan Guan are rising fast, gaining attention in Shanghai and across China. These young designers are already big trendsetters, and they are certainly leading the way at this year's Shanghai Fashion Week.
It's time for Shanghai to prepare for its biggest event in fashion, Shanghai Fashion Week. From April 9th to 17th, over 50 brands will bring collections to the runway in Shanghai, marking the 11th year of the event since it first began back in 2003. It's become the foremost stage for Chinese designers, but as the biggest platform for Chinese fashion, it also provides a great chance for new upcoming designers to show off their work. So today we've invited two rising local designers to see what it's like to be a part of the country's biggest fashion fiesta and understand the true potential of Shanghai Fashion Week.
For Chinese designer, I think we should really start up in homeland market.
Jess Zhao graduated from London's Central St. Martin's College and has worked in fashion for over 10 years. Now she's gearing up for Fashion Week here in Shanghai, debuting her own brand. Zishuan Guan is the youngest designer at Shanghai Fashion Week. A part of the 90s generation, she first took part in Fashion Week back in 2012 and has been rising fast.
这是上海时装周比较，我觉得是比较好的一点，就是会给你新人一个发展的一个平台。
We've seen big names like Vera Wang and Vivienne Westwood on the runways of Shanghai Fashion Week. But in addition to the heavyweights, who else can fill the stage at Shanghai's biggest fashion event?
I think Shanghai Fashion Week is really a pretty exciting and open platform. Every young designer who has their own clear design identity, who has a clear design style, design philosophy and design languages, and who has a clear market business plan, will be highly considered by the Shanghai Fashion Week committee.
能够希望借这个平台，然后是真正想要去做好设计这一块，把你的品牌做好的话，那他们很乐意为你提供这样子的一个平台。
Designers like Jenny G and Cho Hao rose to fame after putting forth some of the best collections at Shanghai Fashion Week. But can the new generation of young designers still expect the same results?
I think Shanghai Fashion Week pretty close to business front. So this is a platform where you can meet buyers, you can meet potential investors, and you can meet a lot of visitors from shopping malls and department stores and designer label buyers. So this is a place young designers should really start building their dream and start doing their own business.
你品牌也是刚刚开始做，其实是没有人知道你的。借助这个平台呢，就是让更多的人知道了我的这个品牌，然后也知道了我的风格，然后也知道我这个设计师。经验各方面也是被锻炼出来了。时装周之前有一段时间会非常忙，但是在这个忙的前提下，它是一直有一个秩序在走的，就是其实我是不会出现就是手忙脚乱的这个情况。
Although Shanghai Fashion Week is still young when compared to other international fashion weeks, the enormous potential of the Chinese fashion market is rapidly gaining it a lot of attention.
I lived in UK for about 4 years. All my fellow students in the master design course now are working for companies or big labels because the market is saturated and full of talented designers. It's really hard for young designers to carry on their own business without very lawful fundings and family support. For Chinese designer, I think we should really start up in homeland market because we have really big enough population and really big enough potential market share to support a designer's growth.
Shanghai Fashion Week might be coming to an end, but the city's fashion never stops. Shanghai is continually pushing the trends, and with actress Qing Lan in town, you get a few cool style tips for the spring-summer season.
其实今年有很多的元素，我觉得是很特别的，就是混搭。它材质上的混搭可能会有一些是夏天，比如说两个很不匹配的料子搭在一起，我觉得这样的错位的搭配是很有个性的。希望大家能穿出亮丽的颜色，春天的心情。
From the runway to the wardrobe, it's all about confidence. So this summer, push the limits of fashion, walk the walk, and be your own fashion icon. Black and white. The combination of different fabrics, unisex styles, exaggerated head accessories, personal styles, and unique elements put fashion at the forefront. These are the styles presented by J-On Plus at Shanghai Fashion Week.
我们这一季的灵感是双面双生，我们想体现的是一个女性的一个两面的一个角色。这次我用了羊毛，然后并且会加一些我这个系列里面比较擅长的一个钻石型的菱形的非常锐利的一个马皮的贴花。对我所传达的这样女生呢，我还是会以她比较英挺一点的那种感觉为主，我不会以她是妩媚啊或者性感，我标榜的不是那个词，我标榜的还是帅气或者是女王，是这样的词。对。
Expressing two sides of women, it's an individualistic take on fashion with confidence at the center. With Shanghai Fashion Week taking over the city, Shanghai's been the host of some very cool events. A collaboration between local artists and Mary Kay has brought the event love, with a number of paintings going towards the Song Jingling Foundation for Charity.
Well, I think the key is how we have the heart of Thanksgiving and be able to share our love. I think that is the theme of the event. Do this crossover on different career. I think we also can draw attention from the public. It's important that we all share.
The bright paintings were all part of a common theme aimed at fostering good vibes and spreading love, all in the hopes of making a difference.
Well, that's all the time we've got for today's show. But remember to join us again next time when we head to the opening of Shanghai's new Jackie Chan Museum and walk in the footsteps of China's favorite martial arts hero. I'm your host, Origianl. See you next time. Bye-bye.
With more than 17 countries and over 200 of the top athletes around the globe participating in the 2014 World Extreme Games, it should be 4 days of exciting fun. Starting April the 30th to May the 3rd at the Shanghai Zhangwan Sports Center.